Welcome to the second video session of the chapter Tissues. In this module, we will learn about meristems and the types of meristems. Plant tissues are of two types: meristematic tissues, which has the capacity to divide, and permanent tissues, which has lost the capacity to divide. Let us learn in detail about meristematic tissues or meristems. They are the tissues which have the power to divide and form new cells, and their function is to increase the length and girth of plants. Girth means the width of plants, and they are found in the growing regions of the plants, where growth takes place. Only in those regions the meristematic tissues are seen. The new cells which are produced by the meristems, they are similar to the meristem, that is from which cell they have divided. They show similarity to that cell, but as they grow, the characters change and they differentiate. There is a new cells which has formed as a result of differentiation. Gradually they change their characteristics and they differentiate. That means differentiation means they take up a particular function and they get converted to form a permanent tissue which cannot divide further. The characters of meristems are: the cells in the meristems, they are active. That means they are living. Living means they have a dense cytoplasm and they have a prominent nuclei. And the cell wall is made up of plants. They have a cell wall. Their cell wall is made up of thin cellulose walls. Cellulose is a material. They are made up of a material called as cellulose, and they have a prominent nuclei and lack vacuole. Vacuole, we know it is a space which is seen in the center. Vacuoles are nothing but large spaces which are seen in the center. Last year we had studied that plant cells have a larger vacuole, but in meristems they lack a vacuole, as vacuole give rigidity to cells and they will not allow cell division. Suppose the meristems are having a large vacuole, it will not allow the cell to divide. So they lack a vacuole so that it can divide. And the cells, they need a dense cytoplasm and a soft wall for cell division to take place. Let us see the type, the location, function of different types of meristematic tissue. Let's study the first type of tissue is apical meristem. Apical meristem means it is seen at the tip. It is seen at the growing tips of the shoot. Then it is called as the shoot apex meristem, and root it is called as shoot apex meristem. What is the function of this apical meristem? It helps to increase in the length of the shoot and root. Shoot means stem and a root, and thus it increases the length of stem and root, and thus brings about the primary growth of the plant body. That is, the first growth of the plant body is brought about by the apical meristem. Second type of meristem is called as the intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem is seen at the base of leaves or internode. We know when we look into a stem, the region where the leaf arises is called as a node. This region is called as a node. This region is called as a node. The region between these two consecutive nodes is called as an internode. See, the region between this node and this node is called as an internode. So intercalary meristem, it is seen at the base of leaves of the internode. Okay, it is seen at the base of the leaves of the internode. What is the importance of intercalary meristem? It helps in increase of the length of organs like leaves and internodes. So the lengthening of the leaf and internode is taking place by means of intercalary meristem. And the last type of meristem is called as the lateral meristem. This type of meristem is seen in woody trees and plants which has a woody texture. And where it is seen on the sides of stem. See, this is the side of stem and root. This is the position of the lateral meristem. So it helps to increase the girth, that is, it helps to increase the width of the plant. We know as a plant grows, it starts to increase in its width, and this increase in width is brought about by the secondary growth which is provided by the lateral meristem. There are two types of lateral meristem: cork cambium, which is found beneath the bark. We know the woody part, outer covering of the tree is called as a bark. Just beneath the bark we can see the cork cambium. And second type of lateral meristem is called as a vascular cambium, which is found in vascular bundles. We will see in detail about all these in the later modules. So there are three types of meristems: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Apical meristem seen at the apex of stem and root, which helps in increase of the length of the plant and brings about primary growth. Intercalary meristem seen at the base of leaf or internode. It helps to increase the size or length of the leaves and internodes. And last is lateral meristem, which has to increase the girth or diameter of the plant and is seen in woody trees, and it brings about secondary growth.